Right, you'll notice the video is going to be a bit choppy. I had to record each separate stage as a separate recording, unlike doing the whole lot as one go. And this one starts off with basically a gauntlet of enemies, which is, in my mind, unfair on the enemies. They simply do not come at you fast enough to stand a chance. I mean, it's nice to see our everyone's favourite swastika-wielding friend that isn't named Adolf Hitler return for a brief cameo, but at least this little mini-boss, I guess you could call it, which appears to be a horse head in a crude jetpack. Tell me I'm not the only one who saw that. Who arrives just long enough to get his absolute arse handed to him and set up, well, not even that, attempt to wear you down for a second boss fight, which looks like a reject transformer to me, and takes all of about 10 seconds to beat into submission. Only to be kicked out of the way by our actual, worthy opponent. Okay, worthy might be an understatement, but he's shown up for more than one fight, which puts him up on everyone else. And he seems to be able to invent new tactics like that leaping flash kick. And I tell you, he looks like Genjuro. He acts like Genjuro. And you see what I mean about how homoerotic it is? We beat the guy for the third time. We don't kill him, we just tear his shirt off and stand over him. I'm telling you, between that and the complete lack of a love interest, there is some serious repressed tendencies in this game. It's a slightly branching stage. You just walk through each of those doors. There's a couple of spots where you branch and then they converge a screen or two later. Like here. Go through the top one. Watch out for the metal equivalent of the bamboo spears. And yes, I'm still whoring the shuriken. And I'm still killing people I don't actually have to. Because frankly, the shuriken is so cheap and easy, I'm going to do it. And, not much to talk about at this point. We've got a return of our Earthquake ripoff. Okay, ripoff might be a bit stronger. He hasn't got anything smart, he just sort of stands there and takes it. Go back to the shuriken because I'm, whoring it, and I've only got one stage left. This is the last set of levels in the game, and it's not very long at all. I've actually got so many one-ups the game stopped counting it at this point. I wish they'd do the same for the shurikens, because then I wouldn't have to worry about running out. Dodge the fire-breathing Mayan heads, I should say. And these saw blades on the ground. It's like Trap Cliche City here. Or factory, I suppose. Notice that little flicker here as we go to another video. Here we have another boss fight. Again, I'll give them consistency. They've really kept the whole pseudo-Eastern part, and the whole statue, every major boss basically being a statue or a giant mech, or the designated worthy rivals. Good, although there is something horribly cliche about what appears to be a pale, somewhat vampiric guy who has could almost be a Fu Manchu moustache and throws kanji at you. Well, it's not really one cliche, it's a set of very disparate cliches. Very short stage as well, the poor bastard never stood a chance. None of the bosses really do, they rely on attrition to wear you down. And here we have everyone's favourite cliche that has no real physical possibility, because it seems like the smoke's coming up on a different plane of video than everything else, so how the hell they're stabbing you in the foot, I don't know. But apparently they are. Now we've got the same set of bullshit. This time well, actually not yet. Again, more saw blades, all the usual shit. Fucking around with the tumbling because I'm no longer taking this seriously. And yeah, now we get the same trick as before, except this time it's chasing you sideways. And once again, if the game didn't refill your health at the end of every section, I would be having a lot more trouble with this than usual. But, you know, I can just escape the sword blades, and Shuba-O will be our next victim for the day. But the game refills your health, and, you know, gotta admit, the dude's got a pimpin' platform. And some sort of illusion projector, I guess. The trick with this one is actually to make sure you're on the platform for a little bit so he sets up to use the blue balls attack. Sounds like something your girlfriend would do to you. And then get off, because if you're away from the platform when he charges up his attack, he uses a different lightning based one that's significantly harder to dodge. You'll see it a bit later. The platform's actually got spikes on the side of it as well, which is nice when it starts flying around like a maniac on methamphetamines is piloting it. Yeah, the little green jewel thing is your target in this one. That's one of his... He's actually got 3 attacks. I don't know if you'll see the third one, but... Yeah, and that's piss easier to dodge. For a penultimate boss, he's really kind of disappointing. Or maybe... Because this is the second time I played through this level because I fucked up the recording on the first one. Well, ZSNES fucked me with it. And I don't think I even had to save state this boss. He's just... Once you pick his trick, he is just that easy to roll over. The only difficulty is predicting which area of the platform the weak point's going to pop out of. And we jump straight to another one, Amano. I couldn't pronounce the name. And to be blunt, this is supposed to be a gimmick fight where you show off all your elite ninja moves, fly up to the top. On the other hand, I'm a ninja and I am not fighting fair if I can avoid it. I've also got 9 of the bomb specials saved up from a whole bunch of earlier levels. So frankly, I'm just gonna cheat the boss into the ground in all of about 30 seconds. Use the sword for the killing blow because, you know, I'm a dick like that. But that's the anticlimactic final boss. Because when you're a ninja, you never give them a fair fight. I feel sorry for the boss actually, he really didn't expect that. And he looks like a giant butt plug, so there's that. Nice sort of open-ended ending, there's no dialogue, there's no story to it, it's just our cybernetic ninja possibly shutting down or dying. And the credits roll. Now I've got a couple of minutes here left before these all finish, so I'm just going to talk about what I think of the game. And for all I ripped into it, it's not that bad. It just suffers from being in the same generation and on the opposite platform to 2 of the greatest ninja-style side-scrollers ever in franchises rather than individual games. The Shinobi franchise, which has always been good, and the Strider. So it comes from around the same time and it just doesn't measure up. It's not a bad game. It's got a tremendous number of gameplay mechanics that you don't actually need or want, because they're just nowhere near as effective as standing there and hitting things with your sword, which is not really right for a ninja game. It should be all about leaping around, being tricky and getting in the cheap shots. But the leaping mechanics in this game are so fucked that it's just not worth doing. Yeah, I do like the way it's actually given an ending to this. It doesn't explicitly say anything; it just sort of shows you a gradual progression of your guy fossilizing, which is good fun. But like I said, decent game, could have been better. Probably worth giving a crack if you've already played through the others in the style and you like them. It does have a hard mode which is only accessible by beating the game and then playing straight on like in a second loop, which is a bit of a kick in the balls really. Not fair at all.